Hello, it's Paul from Oakley Motorcycles again, and in this short video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Zero motorcycles. Only a short video, just going to talk about some of the common questions and the things that people tend to ask us. Now, unfortunately I haven't got a great deal of the model range here in the showroom. This is down to a combination of increased inquiries, more sales, but also a little bit of supply issue. And we've got a lot more coming through, but what I've got on display here is more than sufficient to talk to you about it. So predominantly there's three kind of powers, I guess, or three options. We've got the 11 kilowatt machines, which from a license point of view are considered to be learner legal. There'll be more about that in a minute. We've then got A2 licensed bikes, which I guess you could call 500cc equivalents. And then we've got the big bikes, which are the 1000cc equivalent. I'm going to talk a little bit about each one of them. Perhaps if I start with the machine right in front of me, this is a DS. If you look at the size of the bike physically, and the build quality, it's a superb machine. Now this, believe it or not, is 11 kilowatt. So considered to be learner legal, as is a couple of the machines behind me, which I'll talk about in a second. Now the DS is very, very similar to the S. It's a very similar model. This particular bike is the last of the 21 models. Some minor differences and changes with 22, nothing too much to worry about. So this is more of an off-road look. So you've got slightly higher suspension, smaller, or should I say larger wheels and more chunky tyres. The bike very similar to that is the one just over here on the plinth. This particular bike here, this is an S. Again, similar motor, similar unit. What we're talking about here is 11 kilowatt. So again, from a license point of view, and I'm talking about licenses, not necessarily performance, this is considered to be a learner legal. These bikes at 11 kilowatt produce a lot more power than their petrol equivalents. So a learner legal petrol 125 would be somewhere between 9 and 12, maybe 13 brake horsepower. This is 59 horsepower. Massive difference. So whereas the majority of modern 125 four-stroke bikes, you're looking at 55 to 65, maybe 70 miles an hour. I know there are some machines that may do more, but that's predominantly what we sell here, maybe 70, 75 at a push. This is 85 miles an hour without even trying. It is phenomenal. The performance and the economy is just out of this world. And I've got a great example next to me here. Little bit worse for wear, but this bike has circumnavigated the entire UK coastline. 5,200 miles in 20 days. And it cost Kurt, who rode it, £17.40 to charge the bike. So that's £17.40 for 5,200 miles. Now he had a few challenges along the way, mainly punctures to be fair. What he didn't have was any charging issues. Now this particular bike, as sorry as it looks right now, is fitted with what they call a charge tank. So this gives the rider the ability to charge significantly quicker. Now options on all of the machines is either charge tank or power tank. Now both items would occupy the same space on the bike, which is in here. Now this one's got the charge tank, so you have the additional charge port up here. It will charge significantly quicker. So for Kurt's journey, where he needed to charge quickly, this is the right option. For other people who perhaps need slightly longer range, then the power tank is the other option, which will give them an extended range. Now, one of the questions we get asked, or many questions we get asked is, how far will they go? What's the range? How long do they take to charge? Now, this really depends on the machine, the type of journey you're going to be on, the equipment you've fitted to it. It's not a straightforward answer, unfortunately, but we've got all the information here available. We have demonstration bikes available. And you need to come down and try it. And we encourage everyone to take one out and experience the electric bike to see what it's about. Now, even if you're not in the market to buy a bike, even if you're a petrol head and you've got no interest in electric, come and try one. Just check it out. Now, I don't think there's an argument against electric bikes we haven't heard yet. We've heard loud pipes save lives. We've heard, oh, you can't bring me a can of electric if I run out of electric, but you can bring me a can of petrol. We can combat all of these reasons. And all of these challenges with the right suitable answer if the bike suits you. So here's something that's really, really important, and I'm sure we're going to get a few comments and a little bit of stick for this video because it's electric machines. But I've got to tell you, these bikes, they're not for everyone. Electric bikes aren't for everyone, and they're not replacements. They are alternatives for the people that it suits. You know, we got a guy bought a Zero S from us 2 weeks ago. He's currently spending £250 a month on petrol, Monday to Friday, to drive his car to work. Even with finance payments on a bike like this, the cost of electricity is going to be nowhere near. He's still nearly £150 a month better off commuting on one of these than he would be on a car. Now, that argument only stacks up if you are commuting and you are spending that sort of money and you're happy to commute all year round on two wheels rather than in a car. But that's just one example as to how these things are much, much more beneficial. Okay, so what we've got here is possibly my two favourite Zeros in the range. We have here the FXE. Fantastic looking machine, smaller battery, smaller range. So you're talking probably 70, 75, maybe 80 mile range, but what a lot of fun. Fantastic bike to ride, great fun. Now we go to what arguably could be considered the top of the range. Now, this machine is a 21 model year SRS. As you can see, we've just sold this. This is the last of our 21 models. We do have the new 22 model on display outside, one of our demos. Now, this bike I love, and I can speak with some authority on this because I lived with it for 4 days. In August 2021, myself and a good friend took a trip from John O'Groats to Land's End on one of these. We covered 987 miles in 4 days. We had a few challenges, there was a few ups and downs, but the bikes were absolutely superb. Now, nobody really takes a 1,000-mile journey on an electric motorcycle, that's mad, but we did it for a couple of reasons. First thing is we wanted to raise some money for a good charity, and we chose Mind for mental health, great charity. I'm pleased to say we raised £780 on the trip, great cause. Second thing is, and the most important thing for me really, was I needed to experience the bike for myself. I wanted to stand here and talk to customers with some authority. You know, I'm not just quoting from a brochure or quoting from a website. I'm talking from real life experiences. So I actually know how far this bike will go on a charge. I know how long it takes to charge. I now know how to seek out the right charging points. I know that there's a massive difference between your free charging at Tesco's, you know, charging at 3.1 kilowatts to going to a 53 kilowatt charger. And one of these machines that was fitted with the charge tank charged from 38% to full in 19 minutes. Now, I see constant comments on social media, well, you know, they take hours and hours and hours to charge. Well, actually, they don't. The reality is you've got the right bike on the right charger with the right kit, it charges in no time at all. But for someone who's not particularly tall, I can still get both feet flat on the floor. The machine is probably not only the most comfortable, but the safest I've ever felt on two wheels. The engine braking and the way you adapt your riding style is absolutely superb. The ABS, the traction, the rain mode just gave me so much confidence on this ride. And you've got to remember, from John O'Groats to Land's End, we went through thick fog, mist, heavy rain, bright sunshine. You know, we had all sorts of weathers on that journey, day and night. You know, there were times we were getting into camp at 10:30 at night. So I've lived with the bike, I've used it in an extreme test, and I've got to say, possibly in my 37 years of riding, my favourite bike of all time. If you'd like to know more about electric bikes, you'd like to experience it for yourself, we do have demonstration bikes. You're welcome to come and see us. We've got all the answers and all the information you need on range, on charging, on equipment, on prices, on finance, and as I said, there's bikes for you to test ride. Come down and see us, take one out, and experience it for yourself.